Welcome to Sudoku Hard, where we just finished medium with candidate, and that is so good. I don't know what the difference is with difficulty, but it seems with all this extra information that it must be either a 6, which collapses nothing, or a 7, which collapses nothing. But this is, hold on, this is 7-3 pair, so that would a 6 would collapse this 3, which does nothing else for us. Unclear. If 7, 8, 7, 8, 3, 7, 3, 4, 7, 6, 8, 8, how does 8 look? 8 has to be in the middle, clearly. 9 also. So of the middle, 3 has to go here in order to be anywhere in it, but it could also be everywhere else. Why does that seem like the least true answer? Holy heck. For example, 1. 1 could be here. I don't know. 2 could be there. 4 is very unlimited, with 2 options in this box. So if 4 collapses nothing, always better to undo than something else if you can. 3, 3 makes the 3 into an 8 or something else into 1, 7, 3, 2, 5, 5, 5, 5. Of the 5s, these are the 5s, and that's very limiting because it's like these two are these two. And that doesn't help enough. Sheesh, even for like the low numbers of 6, 7, that's not enough to go by. Except for 4, which only shows up twice. And then of those, oh my god. I can't quite consult myself about this. 'Cause I can't quite do it. 3 always in the bottom. 3 always in the top. 3 always in the top except for that side. So if 3 then 3 without 3 then also could 3. 7, 8. 7, 3. Oh boy. When I see a pair that's like this, and it could be 7, 8, 4, but there's 7, 8, 4, 3, I end up wondering, what's the other thing? This is a 5. Guaranteed. So that's something. Look for all of them, and then through all of them, find the one remaining number that isn't represented in the other parts of the block. There you go. For example, this is the only 2 in this cube besides this 2, so that doesn't help us. And then there's 1s that could be in alternate spaces, 7, 8 in many spaces, 4 alternate spaces. 5, 5, or 9. So many places it could be. But then less places. This is a 2, or it's a 5. But a lot of the other numbers it can't be, because it has to be 2 or 5, technically. Two, 5, and 3. Is there anything definitive I can say about 3? No. But if I were to have a 3 somewhere, it would have to be in the center and middle row. Somewhere. Meaning here. And then all other places, something else has to happen. So if I had a 3, that means this is a 7. Meaning this is a 6. Far-reaching implications about these whole ideas and hopes of numbers of 5, 4, 3. Six equals 1, 7, 7, 2, 1, 1, 9, 9, 8, 8, 8, 9, 6, 8, 9, 3, 5, 6, 9. That collapses even more things for the sake of stuff. Of all the places, this is a 9. Right? Of all the places, this is a 9. Anything else standing out right yet? Seems not. But then you have 8, 1, 5, 8, 1, 4, 2, 8, 7. 7, 1. 7, 2, 8. 1, 1, 2, 8, 1, 2, 8. 8, 6. 5. 4, 5, 6. Three, 4, 5, 5, 6, 0, 1, 2, 7, 1, 1, 7. Wait, hold on. 2, 9 is most likely to end up in this square. And this square. Not 7. But if 2 ends up there, that means 2 has to be in the other position. Here. Oh, that's a 7. Never mind. That resolves that. Again. God damn it. How do I miss the singles? It's like if 7 two free. Of all the ones, this is the only two in this row besides this other two, another two. And then, yeah, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6, 4, 5, 6, 3, 3, 3, 3, 5, 5, 5, 5. Well, if 5, then 5, but 5 cannot. So 5 has to somewhere else. The only other 5 can be is 5. That is defined. That must be it. And then this is also a 5. Fucking matrix in my head. That reduces it to just 7, 1, 7, 1, 2, 6, 7, or 1, 2, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 2, 2, 3, 5. Oh, here's another 5. Here's a 3. That solves that. And then that's a 4. Cool. Now what? I don't know. Of these two, it's more likely that they are the two, which is 7, 8, 7, 8, 6, 7, 8, 3, 3. Well, if 3, then 3, but it can't be 3. So if 3, well, I mean, that, no, that would be stupid. That'd be 5. If literally anywhere else can you have a 5 in this row? No, you have a 5 here. So that means this is 3. This is 6. That's a 2. That's a 4. Okay. Crazy. 187, 87, 8187. 187. That's a fail state. We have 3 numbers. Fuck! It's nice how I can notice a fail state early because there are only 3 numbers that can go into 4 spaces on this row. So if you do simply that, then that's this, and that's a 1, and that's a, it can't be anything. So we are fucked, and we know that ahead of time. Yay! I don't fucking know what's real anymore. Shut the fuck up. God damn it. Auto candidate. Let's try again. God damn it. It's like, yeah, this collapsed to this, collapsed to this, collapsed to this, collapsed to this, collapsed to this. But it does not mean we have solved it. Again, if these numbers equal only 2 chances for this, with a 1, and the other one's a 3, well, 3 has to be here because there's no one else in that row it can be. That's the last 3. So that's obvious now. It has to be real. And we didn't have that earlier. I don't know what we have, but we didn't have that. So now we have enough options for the sections. Good way to diagnose things, I guess. And then if 7, 8, you must ask if this is 1, then 7, 8. And if this is 7, for example, why can 7 fit everywhere in this block, in this square? That doesn't make sense. Or in everywhere, because literally there is no 7 on the entirety of this board. So 7 is not the number to go for, it's 8, perhaps. And 8 has to go in the middle. So if 8's in the middle, a silver spoon. 137. How many ones? There are 2 ones. There are 3 twos. Multiple 6s, multiple 9s. Yeah, that's interesting. Finding that 3 after a long transition is like, holy crap, how would you even, you do so much work just to find that 3. But that would be a good way to begin it at least. Okay, so if 3, then 3. If 3, then 3. If 3, then 3. If 3, then 3. And 3. And 3 and 3. 3! Oh, that's a 3. That, yeah, there you go. That's easy. And then, what? I don't know. Okay, how many numbers to tile the plane? We've got 6, 7, 5, 4, and 3. So that means we have 5, 4, 6, 7, and 3. If 3, then 3. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Feels like a nice cascade, if only it was real. If only I was sure it was real. So you have 1, 7, 6. Okay, so that's a 5. So it's the only place a 5 could be for that. Which puts this 5 here. Puts another 5 in one of these 4 spaces. Is there anything that just stands out? No. Except for that 2. This 2 pair is interesting. Which leaves 2, 2, 7, 9. So that works. Very few places where everything could go. 1, 2, 1, 7, 9, 2. Well, if you do, for example, well, okay, of all of them, this is a 4. Doesn't help a lot, but that is a 4. We have enough numbers that we can only alternate, and this is a 1, which means this is a 2. There's a lot of Halo going on in my head. Why? What the hell is that about? This is a 6, maybe. We don't. No, it can't be a 6 because there has to be a 6 in the other thing, and 6 can't be anywhere else. So it has to be in one of these. Meaning, why would they say 6 can be here? It can't. But that's a long prediction. So, like, AutoCandidate can lie to you. So 6 can't be there, meaning it has to be 1, 2, 7. Ignore that 6. If I could, I would be like, yeah, that's 6. This this candidate is like a false. Get rid of that 6. That's not possible. That's not possible. Freaking guy. So if you know that, you know there has to be a 6 somewhere in the plane, and the plane is empty, and we're dying. Here's a 357. There's another 5. There's another 37. So that's not helpful. But if 357 and 9, that means this is a 9 because there's no other 9s in the box. And then after that, it doesn't solve anything else, but it leaves us with enough numbers to tile the plane, I believe. Does it? I don't know. If like this number, this one has a lot of numbers in it, and one has to be here. So that eliminates one from another set of things that it could have been in. So that's something. And then of all these places, 5 is in 2 spaces, 6 is in 2 spaces. 9, 6, 9, 4. 9, 9, 9. 5, 5, 5, 5, 4. I feel like something's obvious and I'm missing it. Okay, if 1, 7, 6, 8, right, then 6 something something. 1, 7, 8, 6, 9. 1, 7, 8, 9. Not 1, not 1. So that's helpful. Or it seems to track. And then 6, 6, 7, 8. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Well, we need a 2 somewhere in here, so it has to be the 2 is here, and then the other 2s are here. They don't tell you this, but if you put 2s in here, the only place 2 will disappear, so it has to be here. This is not a 2, candidate. 2, false candidate. There you go. So that's helpful. It feels like less extraneous information. God's sakes. Okay, so then if 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 1, like if I could solve for this 4, it means 7. 7 means another thing, another thing, another thing, and all of that leads to the 2 paradox. 2, 2, 7, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. If you 9, you can't 9. Shit. So you must 9. right? Well, if 9 to 9, then 9 can't 9 to 9 nines. And that's 8. That's 6. Okay, cool. Proof by contradiction. Nice. I hear people talk about how I think sometimes is like, I would never think in those terms. And I'm like, cool, right? Still solving the puzzle. We don't even know how. Or they don't know how. So if 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 7, 7, 7. Yeah. 2 by contradiction. 9, 9. But if 9, then 9. If 9, then 9. 9 to 9, 9. Right? Because, like, because of 9, no, wait. Well, if 9 and 9, then 9 doesn't, 7 does. That's, that's a cascade that goes on with that. So if 7, then that means 4, 6, 2, 9, 2. It seems to work for now. Shit. If I 9, I can't 9. I don't know if I can't 9. Emily's. Your balls. Hey. Shut up. Diddlum. Doodlum. Diddlum. Doodlum. If I do a 5 there, that collapses the 3. Oh wait, I only see 1 3 in this square, which then collapses something else? Question mark? No. But that's something. And welcome 7. Oh, that's a 3. We hope. Anytime I have assistance, I'm like, we hope. 2 7 7 9 4 9 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 2 9 2 9 1 17 9 7 8. Oh fuck! We're screwed. Look at it. This column only has 2 numbers that can exist, so we're screwed. We did something wrong. Because if I do 8, 7, we're fucked. Damn it! Well, I don't know how far back we have to go, but that's pretty far. Shit. Damn it. And that's easy to see too. Did it just happen again? What? Wait, hold on. Undo. Wait, it's already there. Look at it. There's no three numbers, and there's only two answers, so we're still stuck. We're still stuck. Four. That's a four. That's your elusive extra answer. These have to be 7, 8 somehow. One or the other. Which forces the two, you think. Because it can't be 7, 8. And then that's fucked. I didn't. When did we fuck? Oh shit, fuck. Oh, that. What? Well, four. But we're already screwed. There's something else missing. What? That's a five? Which means this is a six. Which means this is a seven. Which means this is a three. Three, not a seven. Okay. Um. Do we have enough to tile the plane? Well, I don't fully know, but that's a five, because that's the only five that you can. And then this is a five. Sheesh. Well, obviously, if it's gonna be 7, 8, 4, 7, 8, 4, 7, 8, 2, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8, 9, then this is the only 9 in the box, in the row. The other one's 6. That's the only 6 in the row. That's a 7. That's an 8. That's a soft lock. Fuck! What the hell? What the actual hell? How? This whole 7, 8 nonsense is like, well, collapse the 5. And then it doesn't, so it has to be one of the other 5s. Which one is the right 5? I don't know. Shit. The 1 or the 1? The 4, I want fruitcake or some chocolate. Chocolate sounds good right about now. If 1, 7, 8, I'd rather have the 3. The 3 could go in a bunch of other places. But of all of them, it has to be a 3 because that's eliminated from the other ones. And then you have 1, 7, 8. And we're back with it could be a 2 option, which I disagree. This cannot be a 2, and that cannot be a 2, because if 2's, then that makes this a 2? I don't know. So is this a 7 or a 3? If it's a 7, this is a 6. That's a 5. That's a 4. No contradictory so far. And that's a 5. That's a 3. It feels like I've seen this before. Which, what was that, a 7 or 6? It determined pretty much a lot of stuff already. 7 something, 9. We don't have enough numbers to tile the plane. Then that can't be a 7, that has to be a 3. This has to be a 7. That's an 8. That's a 4, and we don't have enough numbers to tile the plane. What? What the hell? You can't both be right. I don't understand. If this is a 3, it's not guaranteed that that's a 7. It's not guaranteed it's a 6, 4, or 7, or a 5. If this is a 5, and this is a 5, 7, 6, 7, 6, 4. It feels like brute forcing at this point, or some bullshit. Which doesn't feel like proper Sudoku. That's why I don't like electronic Sudoku. It doesn't feel like, but like or I don't know. This is an 8 or that's an 8. This is a 7 or a 3. This is 7, 3, 2, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 1, 7, 1, 1, 7, 7, 8. 4, 7, 2, 9, 6. If 6, 7, and 6, 7 must be there, then that means these cannot be 7s. Those are false. So if 6, 9, But 6 must be there. That means this is also a false 6. A false 6. Okay. So that means this is a 9. That's clear. This is a 7. That's a 4. 8. 9. 1. 8. 7. 6. 1. 3. 3. 2. 5. 3. 6. 2. 7. 4. 6. 5. 3. 8. 9. We are fucked in multiple places. Fuck off! An entire cascade, and it led to like freaking stuff that happened in here, all based on the idea of 3-7. Oh my god. It's, again, not. It feels like it's not proper Sudoku at this point. What the fuck? 5, 5. 5 or 5. I don't know. F5. I've seen that before. It feels wrong. F5. We're literally at the beginning. I like how easy it is to go back to the beginning. I hate this. Like, on hard, you don't have any, like, obvious numbers. Or I feel they are not obvious, yet they have to be, because this is a 1 or the other one is a 1. And in the case of there's so many other numbers that could fit here, I feel like this should be a 1 to satisfy the more options something. Because otherwise, if this is the 1, then that's a 2. That's a 3. You think. That's an 8. For some reason. That's a 1. It's about the number of possible positions that could remain, meaning these cannot be 7. Or 4. Which leads to 8 to 6. So that means this must be a 6. It's the only place in that row that has a 6. This is not a 7. And that looks right. Or it looks to not be in conflict yet. Yet, vignette. I think I'm starting to see some other like patterns that I didn't see when I started playing. In this row, there's only one 5, which means the other one must be a 5. Only one 4, collapsing the 7, 4, pair, collapsing this 6, 7, 3, 7. Fuck! If not 5, then 5. But then can 5? 5 must 5. 5 must 5. 4 must 4. Six. We're back at 7, 8. We're already screwed because we have 7, 8. This is wrong. What the hell? 7, 8. Fuck off. I don't understand. If I5, that's wrong. If I5, that's wrong. They can't both be wrong. Five means must 5. Which means 5. I'm seeing the 7, 8 already. 7, 8, 2, 7. Like, that's the only place for a 2 in this column. The 7, 8, 7, 8, 4, and 7, 8, 9. Why the fuck would I? No, 9. 6. Well, okay, this is correct so far because if I 7 or 8, then it still has enough. So 7, 2, 3, 7, 8. Fuck off. It's not solvable. Have I determined by freaking just nothing? Like, consider this possibility. If that's the 7, this is this thing. And if that's that, like I have to pick one or the other with the 5, so I've picked one or the other with the 5. And 7, 8, and then we have 2 again. I picked the 2 for down here because this can be a 9. Or I should say this is the only 6. Then this is the only 6 instead. That's 9. Eight. Four? 453 is one of 2 states. Oh god. I see that 7, 8, and I just keep hating it. But this is the only 5 in the row. So this is a 5. That collapses this 3. That's a 4. That's a 4. We don't have enough numbers to tile the fucking plane. With this, technically. Unless one of them is a 4. Then we have enough 7s and 8s to do it. So we have to resolve something. We don't have to force it, but this is a 6. Nine, 7, 2, 9, 7, 2, 9, 7, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 9, 7, 2. Well, what the heck is next? If 8. Okay, never mind. 8. Because 8, if 8, then 7, 5, 1, 2. Is that a perfect 2 position? Oh god. Meaning no info. Or just pick one and see what sticks. This is a 5. That doesn't help a lot. Well, obviously if I pick 8, 7, that's wrong. Because it can't be a 4. So they can't both be 8, 7. And therefore, a lot of the other 4, 8, 7 pairs stuff is weird and nonsense. The 9 with the 4, 2, the 2 pair, the 6 pair, 7, the 3 pair. Okay, so this is 7, 2, 9, 3, and 1. There's a 1. 7, 2, 9, 3, 1. That's all the right amount of numbers. 5 numbers could go in this column, but Botswana. 1, 5. If 1, then 8. If 8, then 8. 7 isn't, then 7. Must? What? Yeah, that makes sense because then we have 7 to work with the other row section. Yeah, 1, 8, 7, 8, 5, fucking 1. How did that even happen? Oh, okay, so it can't be, well, we've done the binary, it can't be 1, so it's 7. And that's a 1. 7, 8. Fuck off. 3 7 8s, we're screwed. How? You see, the 3 7 7 8 7 8 7 8. Fail state. I don't know. I have no idea. This puzzle feels like it's not solvable. So many different fail states where it's like, okay, let's go for the 7. This is a 6, right? And we've already seen 6 can't be right, so there's that. I feel like I'm brute forcing it. I fucking hate that. 5, 4, 5. So many fucking 7 8s. I'm gonna have a freaking PTSD 7 8. I swear to God. 3 4 5 sounds right, which has 2 states. So we can explore that. If 5 4 4 3, leaving an option there. Then what? 1 4 4 6 4 2 7 2 1. If 1, because 1 doesn't show up in most other places. 7 7 7 7 7. 7 and 2 3 2. But we have 3 in this box, so this needs to be a 3 anyway. We need a 9, so we need to pick where the 9 goes. If 9, then 9, then 9, then 9, then 9, then 9. 7, 8, 9, 1. So if the best thing to do is think of the 1 and 9 that's up here and leaving 7, 8. Or no. Well, wait. If 1 cannot go in the other 2 spaces, then 1 has to go either here or there. Clearly. So if 7, if 9 goes here and 1 goes here, 7 has to go here, 8 has to go there. 7, 8. That closes. 7, 8, 2, 1, 4. Maybe it seems right. I don't know. It's false. Fuck. I have no idea. I feel like I've gone through this multiple branching paths nonsense that is not how I normally do it. Fuck candidate, we're doing it my way. But it's just too much noise. Or maybe candidate, I don't fucking know. Candidate is too much noise. I like my own brain. Here for an hour. I mean, candidate will tell me 7 free. I don't want to of 7 3. The only one that can not be in this entire row is 3. Meaning this must be 3. Right? Because it can't be 7. Why would you say 7 3 if it cannot? But that's so my brain did something there in order to accomplish that. I still worked to get there. I don't care. It happened. There was a thing that happened that solves for one number. Like if I choose 7 or 8, well, there's not 7 or 9. There are so many 7s throughout the whole thing. Unclear. Well, if I choose 1, then 1 would have to be here. Doesn't pick anything for me. If I chose 8, what the shit? Look at that 7 8 strip. Right? So it has to be either 7 or 8, clearly. And then 1 7 1 3 3. Right? Yeah, yeah. Of this row, how many 9s? And then 5s, and then there's the 2 5s. Frickin' bullshit. If 1, then not 1. If 1, six, and it's a 6. It's the only 6 in that box. 4 4 4, not a 4. So it's either 2 7 1 or 8. And if it's 2, 7, 1, or 8, then undefined 99 9997 2 1 if 2 1 9 7 8 8 I don't know. If 1, it could be a different 1. If 1, it could be a different 1. If 7 8, ugh. How is 5 looking? I like how I used to do things where we have a 2 position in the middle box of the 2 5s and a 2 position of the middle top of 2 5s. And if we put 5s on this side, we cannot put 5s on this side because there is no way to put a 5 here. Meaning the 5s on this side are false 5s. Get rid of them. Well, they must be false 5s. So there are 5s here and here. That's true. And of those, we can't define any of them. Three. The only place in the box of 3 can go. Nine, 6, 1, 2, 1, 7, 1, 2, 6, 7, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 7, 6. No. Don't know. Two or two. Be nice to have music on, but I can't play music. Which is unfortunate for everyone involved. There's a lot of all the 1, 3, 4, 7, This is not a 1 anymore. And 1s can be throughout the row, but how many 1s can be in the column? There are 3 places for the 1 to be in the column. 6, 2 places. Here and here. 2, 2 places. 3, 3 places. 5, 1 place. That defines the 5 on this place. Nice. More info. God, this must be boring. Take your bets as to if I'm even going to finish this. In the comments. One, two, 7, 8, 7, 8, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 8, 8, 8, 8, 8. 5, 5 or 5, 5. 4, 4, 4. 4, 4, 4, 4. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. This whole 7, 8, 1, 4, 2, 9. Damn it. 7, 4, 7, 4, 2, 1, 2, 4, 7, 9. 2, 4, 7, 9. Wait, if the 2 and the 4 and the 9. If 9's eliminated from there, if 9 goes, for example, here instead of here, or what if it's in the center? If it's in the center, it removes it for other places, which simplifies but doesn't solve. For example, if I take out this 6 as an option, it still leaves everything else with enough options. If I put in 7, that seems like it leads with enough options. So it's not enough information. 2 is in 2 spaces, here and there. Two has to be here. Okay, we already know these are not 2s. Because the 2 in the other box, blah, 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 it has to be there. So these 2s have to be here, at least. We got that. 3, 3, 3, they can't all be possibly 3s. And of all of these 7s, this can only be either a 7 or a 9. Which leaves 4, 5 for the other block. But 7 is like 6, 2, 3, 4, 6, 1, 7. The 1 is referring to just this block. So if I could resolve that for another block, That'd be good. I could cascade. Simply say 8 and everything else should fall, but I don't fully know, because if I say 7, 1, 8, still not enough information, but there's enough components that I think it still works. But it's just a guess at that point. I don't like guessing. But it limits this 8. This is the only 2 in the box. Five, 6, 9, 7, 4, 1, 5, 4. Perfect binary in the 1, 5, 4. What the hell? 2, 1. So it's like a lot of these look like they're still intact. But then we have a lot of 7, 4, 6, 1. So that's the only 1 in that row. That eliminates that. That's the only 6 in this row, so that eliminates that. Which is nice, I guess. Then we have a 4, 7. Gotta make a choice. Of the 4 sevens. Like, come on, man. Very polarizing. Different 4, 7 polarizing. 4, 2, 6, 7, 5. 4, 7, 5, 6, 7. 4, 7, 8, 9. 2s and 1s and 9s and 8s. 7s. Well, 6 has to go into this box. And one of those spots, which, by the way, if it goes into one of these spots, that eliminates this 6, which also eliminates that 6, but we still have enough numbers. If it's this, if this is the 6, then we have maybe enough to finish? I don't know. Damn it. I mean, damn it. Okay, so 8. How does 8 look? 8 looks open. 2 open. 5, 5, 9. 9 is the only one in this row, meaning the other one must be a 5. I feel like I've seen these numbers before. And if for 5. 1 and 2, meaning, who knows? 9, 2, 1, 5. If 4, 7, and 4, 7, then you cannot 4, 7 anywhere else. So you have to pick that, and then assume it's 6, 9, and 8, meaning this is 9. Because that leaves you with enough numbers. It means this is 9. No. This is the only 9 in that row. This is the other 9. 4, 7, 6, 1. Three. Fuck off! How early did you see that? This is empty. I can't put anything there. Oh, God. Are we at the beginning? God damn it. Does that mean that that's a 3? I don't know anything. This is insignificant to my brain anymore because it doesn't feel like a type of logic that actually is useful in my head. There's something like missing. There's a lot of like, okay, could I do all of this stuff with the, and that's why I like to not have candidate, because I can have all that information in my head. Putting it on the computer is more information than I should have, and like the one could go here or it could go there, right? But you think about like it has to be here, right? And there. Actually using my head puts the 2 here. Just my head, right? We've said that if we put a 2 here, we could put a 2 here or there. If we put it 2 here, we have to put it there or there. Candidate just feels like it gives you too much information You don't come to your own conclusions. You don't visualize it in your head more. Like visualizing it in my head allows the information to kind of stay there better because a lot of information gets lost as I keep making positions. Like the whole fact that there's a 7-3 there. Okay, so everything is blocking except for 7 and 3. Whoop-de-doo. That's something that's like not super informative or anything. But the thing that I feel is me using my head is when I go by contradiction and um, the candidate mode doesn't show true contradictions fully enough or whatever. So like 5 can go here and there. They can't go into other places. So that means you have other numbers going elsewhere and whatever. And if that's so, well, if you put a 5 here, that means you can't put a 5 here and here. But if you put the 5 here and here, you can put them there. And there's a lot of like, it's like multiple things blocking this entire section of information for 5, which you think is good until you realize that like it can go here and here. And then it's like, I don't know, there's not enough. The actual method of Sudoku tells me there's a 9 here. Without looking at anything else, that's the only place that a 9 can go. So it must be a 9 there. Then you have 9s in the top set. Everywhere else and blah 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 blah. Eight or 8. It's 8, 4, 7, and 3. But because of where the 3s can go, that's limiting. Because of where the 8s can go, that's limiting. If 6 and 6 and 6, then 6. That is a guaranteed number from proper Sudoku, right? So let's see what a candidate tells us. Candidate would tell us all other sorts of other numbers could go there, but by general Sudoku, there is no other place that 6 could go. Right? Everything else is blocked. Which you see when you look at the 6 here, the 6 there, and the 6 there. This is the only open spot. God, I hope I shower in time for tomorrow and everything. The fuck kind of statement is that? So let's look at candidates again for some fucking reason. How many places can 8 go? Apparently all places in this row. That's not helpful. The ones can go in anywhere. Fours can go in a lot of places, but then there's just two fives, and it's not enough information or whatever. But again, if a one can't go here and here, and it has to go here and here, or here and here, and a one has to go somewhere in this line, and if it can't go here, but it has to go in this line, then it can go here and here. Not, or it must, wait, if it has to go in this row, right, and this column, and it can't go here, or it could go there. If it, oh, for fuck's sakes. Where in the cube can I put a 5? 2 places. Where can I put a 2? Multiple places. 8, multiple places. 8, multiple. 8, multiple. 6, 7, many. But of course, 3 only on the top. So that leaves 3 here and here, and of the 2 places 3 could go, 3 can only go there. That's a definite number. Which would put a 3 here, which means we are already in conflict. Literally impossible. What the shit? What the hell? Notice how contradictory that freaking quickly is. Like, it feels like I'm doing good. I need something to drink. Like, every bit of feedback that this game gives me taints my own processing. Like, a 3 has to go somewhere in here. The only place it can go is here. That's obvious. A 1 has to go somewhere in this column. It could go there, it could go there. Ugh. For 3s, I don't know. How the hell did I figure out about other things? Like, god damn it. Classic Sudoku 9. Yes. Like just general yes. Can a 4 go here or there? Well, it's going in one of those two spaces. Conflicts with the 5 or whatever. There's a lot of numbers that go randomly everywhere. Why am I doing this? If a 1 goes here or here, hmm, I think I was literally toxic to my sister. No joke, talking about actual chemical science. Like for some reason when we were doing like um at an exercise place or whatever, and then I think it was Jeet Kune Do sparring, and like when my sweat ended up on like her arm or whatever, she like blistered or something. So it's like it was something I was eating or whatever else that was like gave her a reaction. So it's like I'm toxic to my own sister. Oh, that's a 6. That's- It's pretty weird. Can't say it. I should not be able to say anything about 7, but 7, 8, and 1 are in that set, and I can't help but think, well, what if there's a way to solve for 7, 8, and 1? And if 1 has to be here, and it's incapable of being anywhere else, then it's like it would be here and here, right? Yeah. Which means, okay, if it's here or here, then that eliminates it from being able to be here, which leaves us with 7 and 8 there, and I'm no closer to figuring that out. 4, 5. How many out of 4s are in this other place? We see 4 chances of 4, 2 chances of 2. I think there was an inspiration about 9 at some point, which again is old logic, and I don't fucking know. If 9, it's like, oh, 9 could be anywhere. Wow. Could it? I don't know. It would seem like 9 should go here, but it's not clear, and that would put 9 there for some reason. And if we don't do that, we choose the other places where 9 can be, and that defines where the 5 is capable of being. And I don't actually Like to me, it feels like it's broken and it doesn't have enough information to give a full answer. But if 2 is going to be anywhere, and if it can't be in the top row here, it could be here, it could be these places. So that's something. So if it's in these places, then clearly it can't be there. So if they say candidate 2 is there, they're wrong, is how I interpret it, I think. But it's not clear. Oh, I can have my own candidates. Okay, whatever. I like my own candidates better, sort of, because then I'm like, okay, I try this and then see how it actually does face a Sudoku. So it's like, if I put a 6 here, for example, like there could be a 6 here and a 6 there. That looks like a good binary. I look at the auto and I'm like, just more fuzzy. Wait, oh fuck, I don't know. I was gonna make an intuition assumption about 1, but I don't know. Auto candidate, it is too much information. It just generally is. So if it's 8, how many 8s can go over there? 3 of them. That doesn't help. It has to be in these 3 positions. Doesn't block anything else, it seems. And then God damn it. I like how you can either eliminate or add number potentials depending on what you believe must be true. Wait, hold on. I just had a brainwave that it must be a 3 because there's no other place in that column it could be. Interesting. How does that help? I don't know. Nine, 7, 3, 7, 6, 5, 9, 7. So many numbers I could go here. It's ridiculous. So if you can't put a 2 into this column without it being over there, then candidate 2 and 2 is still the same conclusion I've always come up with because it has to be right. Doesn't comfort me at all. There are only two positions for a 1, and then 7 and 8 in the other positions here, so not helpful. And other things don't contradict something enough to do things about other things. 4, 4, 4, 4, 4. This is the only place where there's a 6 alone. That doesn't help. And for example, 6 in this row, that happens twice. 5 happens twice. 3s and 1s. 7s all across the board. 4s everywhere. 5s everywhere. Nine in 4 spaces. 4, 1, 7, 4, 5. 5 things with 1 in 2 positions. 8 many 3, 2 positions. So if not there or there, either way, 3 must be in that row, which means the other 3 must be in this row. And if that is the case, you can't finish because there's no way to put 3 in this row. So that means instead, that eliminates these rows, and you must put a 3 here. And here. Here. There. And that looks correct for some reason. For my brain. Then you consider the 2's. In the entire row, it could only be either here or there. There's no other 2's necessary, so it's not helping a lot. There's also the 2's that are here, 6, something other than 9, and the 5. And the other 5. And 5, 6, 7. Did anything special pop up after I've had those revelations? Don't know. Don't think so. Alright, so of all of this, it could be 7, 7, 7, and 7. Bunch of 7s. No information. Bunch of 7s over here. Well, it must be that there are 4 numbers to tile the plane. So this is the last number to find out. This is either 5 or 6. This is either 5, 6, or 7. And this is just 6 and 7. And this is 4 and 6. Of all of them, 4, 5, 6, 7, you remove the 4 and then you have more options for everywhere else. But we've been down roads like that before, and it's not the way to do it. We have 6 and 2 and 7, 8, 9 and the 1, 4, 7 pair. But if hold on. If 1, 4, 7 pair is here, like it's 1, 4, 7 something else and 8, 8, right? So if we remove the 8s, we just have 1, 4, 7. 8147 is enough to tile the plane, but that means if you were to put the 8 here, that's the only way that you can satisfy that. As long as you can put an 8 in the other ones, and you can put an 8 in this one, as well as 47. But then only the 1. So I don't know what that actually accomplished in my head. 5 and 5. This is the only 5 in that column. That was easy. Are there any special 9s? It wouldn't seem so. I need more chips. God dang it. Part of me wants to open the stupid spicy chips because Hot Ones is a chip I have, and I want to find out what they're like. Just because we've been here for 2 hours, and I don't want to not have them for some reason. Yeah, so that was a Hot Ones. It definitely is hot. Not having another one. Okay, hold on. Some inspiration about putting 1 here. If I put 1 here, that can't be. So it has to be here and here. What does it tell me right now? Okay, good. Yeah, so there are a lot of limitations for 1. So it has to go here and here, right? Meaning if it has to go here and here, and the only other way to get a 1 in either of these columns is here and here, duh. And who cares? But then if the only way to put a 1 in this row is here, then you have to put a 1 here. Like just saying the 1 here forces the 1 to be, I think, here. The other one has to be here or here, right? You would easily be able to put 1 here and 1 there. Maybe, I don't know. Undo. What did I just do? A 1. Okay. Don't get too ahead of myself. Is there anything inspiration about 7? For some reason, even though I know that 7 is very, like, everywhere, it's not, none of it is definitive and whatever. I don't want to eat any more of that spicy chips. Now. I'll have some later. I don't know what I want to eat. How about a spicy sausage? That sounds better. I need to eat this freaking fish. It's going bad in my fridge at this point. Let's eat some fish. I'm just gonna microwave and hope that doesn't kill me. I'm surprised we assume we solved free, right? That's a whole number just gone from the options. It's a lot of fish goo. Alright, so now what? I gotta put it like in a bowl or something. Don't have a lot of bowls around. They're all in the sink. Or cups. Cups would work for this. Maybe. Not usually the best idea. Two pieces of fish. Get the rest back in the fridge. Let's do fruit flies. Why do I have a feeling about 9 again? I don't know. I also don't know what the hell to think about the fish. Like, you're supposed to cook it, like, properly. I don't know if microwaving's gonna be any good for it. Where do I put my plate? And why don't I put them on the plate flatly so that they have less surface area? Or something that would probably work better in a microwave. Ooh, it feels fishy. The hell did you expect? Well, trying to gain inspiration, not a lot is showing up. The way that it comes out to me is that if you want to have a 1 in this column, the only way to do it, right, is in this top box. Because you can't do a 1 in this column in the other box. So if I have it as that in the auto, then good. I guess I did something right. I don't know if it's safe to microwave fish. And why only fish? Why not anything? 3 minutes. Cook the shit out of it. It'll probably cook. Who knows? Maybe the problem is, will it reach the correct internal temperature to actually properly, like, Inspiration 6. Doesn't seem. Well, if these have to be there, it's more likely it's going to be up here. The 6 could go there. Leaving a lot of spaces in that other box. Unclear. Yeah, 7486. Hmm. I think the frying pan is just hotter and everything. I'm stuck. Like I can brute force, I can try 5 here again. Doesn't help anything because I don't actually know. Five and then 5. Like it looks like it's correct. But then you have like 6, 7, 6, 7, and 4, so it's obviously 4. And it's either 6 or 7, so it's very obviously whatever, and something about a 2, and then a 2. If 2 or 2, then 2 or 2. Doesn't 2. Doesn't help. 4, 6, 7, 9. Doesn't help. What if I just pick a state and then it just happens to be right? Like this is a binary of, like, forget about this trinary situation, that's irrelevant. This is a binary of this and that, which leaves this to be its own thing. Its own thing, baby. So then if this determines this to be a 7 or whatever else, like this is a 4. So that's kind of, yeah, no, that's obvious. Shit. And then if this is a 4, that has to be a 4. That could be a 4. Which means this was a 4. Don't know. 1. Don't know. 4. Don't know. 6. Don't know. 7. Know the least about. 6, 7, 4, 1. We're at 7, 8, 2. So that's 7, 8, 2 with a 9 somewhere also. 2, 7, 8, 6 in this column. There is only a 6 here. So that's that. Doom 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 doom. Okay, 6. If 748, right? If 748, there's only one elsewhere. right? But if 1, then 1. And if 1 and 1, but 6 is the only one that goes here in this box. So that's solved. And then 9 can only go here or there. That doesn't help anything. Six. According to it's the only way that fits in that box. If you put 1 in the box. And then you have, God, fish smells nasty. Fucking 7 eighths. 7, 8, and 2 with 9. In this row, there is no other 9, so there's 9. So that forces that. In here, there's only a 1, 7, 8 pair and a duet, which if 7, 8, 1, 7, 8, 1, 7, 8, 1 with a 2, 7, 8, 1 with a 2, 7, 8, 1 with a 2, 7, 8, 1, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 6, 7, 6. Sheesh, that smells. I don't see any fail state yet, so that's a good, it means we can hope to God that this is all correct. So let's just pick a state. If I pick 8, and that means 8 would be here. And 8 would have to be going here and there and there and there and there and there. There. And it's too many 8s. So how does 9 look? 9 looks like it's in that row, it's in that column, and of the few places 9 can only go in this row, for example. So two, 7, 4, 2, 4, 7, 4, 2, 4, 7, 4, 8, 8, 4, 2, 7, 4, 1, 1. Of this column, it's binary 1, 1, 1, 1. That's correct. Like, it all looks like it is correct. So we just get to pick. It looks like I just need to pick one of the 2 states of the whole puzzle, and that will solve the puzzle. Possibly. Or it will force a solution, I think. So let's start with this 6, right? That forces nothing. What did I think that was going to force? Wait, no, that 6 forces a 7. That's not enough information. What the frick? But if this is a 7, that forces this to be a 6. Is it still solvable? Well, can you put a 6 in the center column? No. Okay, then, that can't be right. So it has to be a 6 here and a 7 there. That's good. I like that. It's at least something, or it feels like something. So I can check any binary and be like, okay, is it this or that one? It has to be this one? Okay, got it. Like, if this is a 1, 1, 1 binary, right? But then the 1 determines the 2. The 2 is already only in that column. up top in that box. So the only 2 that remains in this box is here. That was there before I even did anything else. So, frick you, I guess. And then there's a 2 here and a 2 there, which leaves the 9. And there's a 2 there, 2 there. Of these, only one of those states can exist. And so on. I will fucking solve you, goddamn you. 1. Obviously, if 4 can't go there, and a 7 can't go there also. 1 and 7, remove 7 from here, so it must be here. That makes more sense. Right, and I mean, there's so many 1, 7, 8s, but this is an 8. That's a 9. That's a 9. Like, if 1, 7 has to be in this row, both 1 and 7 have to be in this row. So 1 and 7 cannot be anywhere else. So 7 must be here, you would think. No, that doesn't solve. If 4 has to be in this box, then 4 is not in that box. Therefore, it has to be a 7 or an 8. And if it has to be a 7 or an 8, and a 1 or a 7, then it would be 7, 1, 7, 8, 7, 4, 9, 8, 1, 6, 4, 8, 1, 4, 4, 9, 1, 7, 8, 1, 4, 2, 7, 2, fucking cascade. 1, 7, 7, 8. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Holy shit! Dude! Oh my god, that can go on a freaking... Oh... That's a short, my god! That's hard mode. How did I solve the end of it? Fuck off, I don't know. You can't... Like, they say you can X, but you can't X. Okay, cool. That was amazing. I was gonna give up, and I either stumbled on it, or, like, I may have brute forced it, to be honest. But I think I logicked a lot of it, where it's like, okay, the only place in this box, the only place in this box, so on and so forth, whatever. I need to stop and make a clip out of that. Holy shit.